Nearly two millennials ago, a Roman historian named Suetonius wrote a series of imperial biographies titled The Lives of the Caesars. It chronicled the first 12 rules of Rome from Julius Caesar to Domitian. The text is not mythology, it is a political biography. It details power consolidation, psychological instability, sexual excess, public spectate, corruption, and assassination. And now, in 2026, a new English translation by historian Tom Holland has pushed it into modern bestseller charts, including those reported by the Sunday Times. That fact alone demands our analysis. Think of it, a civilization that mastered the physical world. They built the aqueducts, the roads, the very legal system we still lean on today. And yet, all that structural brilliance couldn't save them. The entire machine stalled and collapsed, not from the lack of stone nor steel, but under the suffocating weight of ego, paranoia, and a slow, systematic moral decay. Now, does that all sound too familiar? Because it should. And I say all that to say this. Think about the civilization of the past. There is no reason why we feel closer to the Roman Empire than we do to the Egyptians or the Greeks. We look at the pyramids and we see a mystery. We look at Rome and we see ourselves in them. We are drawn to them because their nature, their specific, calculated brutality, matches our own. They didn't just build, they controlled. We feel connected to Rome because we recognize the wiring. We recognize the appetite. And here is the uncomfortable truth. We aren't studying a dead empire. We are studying our own potential for a similar collapse. And to kind of think of it, I think we're there already. But that's a different story. Let's move on. Rome didn't fall in a single day. It decayed from the inside. Leaders obsessed with image, crowds distracted by spectacle, institution bending to personalities, power becomes performance. When a 2,000-year-old account reads the modern political commentary, it forces a good question. Are we progressing or are we repeating? The disturbing part isn't that Rome was corrupt, it's that we recognize it instantly. Technology advances, empire rises, currencies change, but the wiring beneath civilization remains ancient. Suetonius documents emperors consumed by insecurity, lust, vanity, cruelty, and ambition. We don't see ourselves in them, and that may very well be the problem. But if a Roman scandal feels current, then maybe what evolves isn't character, it's scale. Rome had the Colosseum, we have basketball and football arenas. Rome had bread and circuses. We have distraction and outrage cycles. The architecture changes, but the instinct remains. So, why is this book a bestseller? Because people feel instability, because people sense institutional weakness, because audience are tired of curated narratives and want historical perspective. And maybe subconsciously, we're looking at a Rome as a mirror. If a civilization that powerful could collapse under ego and internal fracture, what makes us immune? Psychology doesn't just explain history, it exposes us. In the 1960s, Stanley Milgram's obedience experiment showed that ordinary people, under quiet pressure of authority, will do things that they never imagined possible, even when their conscience screams otherwise. In those labs, every twitch of sweat and trembling hand revealed a conflict between morality and compulsion, between knowing what's right and obeying what's demanded. Roman built the Colosseum, a giant arena for spectacle and social control. Today, we call it basketball, football, and basketball arena. But structurally and psychologically, they serve a similar role in our culture. Thousands of eyes fixed on invented drama. The Latin phrase panem et circenses, bread and circuses, was a critic of distraction over civic engagement, and its modern echo is unmistakable. The tools change, the entertainment change, but the wiring beneath it all, our instinct towards obedience, spectacle, distraction, and moral blind spots, remain as ancient as the empire itself. And when you see that in yourself, not just in history villains, but in your own reflection, The silence that follows is louder than any crowd. Allow me to propose an idea. Hear me out. Maybe Rome never fell. It lives in our ambition, our fears, our blind obedience. Perhaps Rome never left at all.